Good evening. We are interrupting your programming because we have breaking news we're working on. We are having reports of a series of events just south of town and west of town. 2 officers shot, a carjacking, perhaps a chase, and now perhaps a manhunt as well.
This has all been developing very rapidly since about 5:15 when that call for the first officer shot came out. The shots were fired where that location you see there on your map says shots fired. That's Oriental and Hale. That's in the area not far from I-10 and Highway 90. That is where our Lee Waldman is this evening. We're going to get to details on that second location here in just a bit. Just to let people know, Lee, before we get to you, that second location is in Westward and West Rock. SAPD telling people to avoid that area right now. That's off of Highway 90, not too far from Lackland Air Force Base.
But let's go back to the beginning of the story, Lee. Tell us about what happened there at Oriental.
Ursula and Myra, we're still waiting on any information at this point from SAPD, but I do want to show you what we're working with here and what we're kind of observing at this point. You can see a lot of officers in this area right near Hale and Oriental, where you said things started off just after 5 o'clock today. Now, I want you to focus in on that car there where that officer is standing beside of it. We can see that that back windshield is blown out. The driver's side door is open. Again, no information at this point, but according to that early scanner traffic, we were hearing reports that an officer was shot at this location. So we're still waiting on information from SAPD, but they are telling people in this area, avoid it if you can. There are several neighbors that we see out here as well, just waiting and looking at this scene just like we are. We're waiting for that information, but they have a relatively large area. We can even pan over this way. More officers, more lights on, a large area taped off as police are conducting this investigation. But this is not where that situation ends. You guys were talking briefly that there was reports of a carjacking perhaps and another scene farther away from this one. So as we're waiting for information here, maybe we can get to some of that information at that secondary scene. As soon as we know anything else, we'll check back in with you all.
Thank you so much, Lee. Now, what Lee is talking about is the idea that initially we got a report that there was a chase of some kind, a police chase, and that there was an F-150 truck involved, perhaps carjacked, and they were following this car with the SAPD Eagle helicopter down Highway 90, and that takes us to the next location.
And so that is the location we mentioned earlier when we showed that map. If we could bring that back up again, that is the area of Westward and West Rock Drive. SAPD said just a few moments before we came on the air today to tell everyone to avoid that area if possible. There is an active scene going on there. All of this still very much unconfirmed as we've been listening to scanner traffic since this began, again, about 5:15. But we believe that second location to be where that chase ended, or at least where officers believe they have come into contact with a suspect, seen some sort of trace of that person. That's why there is such a presence in that second location.
And we need to mention that much of this information is lightly being confirmed. We want to get solid confirmation on the condition of officers and so forth before we tell you anything more. But we will tell you that they were looking for someone, and the suspect wearing a blue shirt, black shorts, and potentially carrying a long rifle, a rifle with a long barrel. Again, this is just information that we're getting along the way. We're being told, though, that search for the suspect is still underway. This is a continuing situation, a breaking news situation. And as we hear more, we will bring it to you.
And we probably have some people joining us because now is when we would just be beginning our 6 o'clock newscast here. So if you're just coming to join us here this evening, we are starting the 6 o'clock show off with this breaking news. Reports of potentially 2 San Antonio police officers who have been injured, potentially shot in what appears to be a car chase that then followed. So this all started again around 5:15 this evening in the area of I-10, Highway 90. That's just a little bit southwest of Southtown. The direct crossroads there, Oriental and Hale. That's where we understand reports of one officer shot and then a car chase that followed.
Again, that chase took us westward on Highway 90. That is at Westward and West Rock. We were being told that they were searching an apartment complex in the area, but that we have not heard any conclusion to this whatsoever. We just heard calls for officers to be very careful and for people to stay away from that area. The only sign of violence that we've been able to see thus far is a car that Lee Waldman was showing us. This is what you're looking at right now, the live shot from that Westward Drive and West Rock. You can see it looks like 100 SAPD officers have all converged on this scene as they search for the suspect, and we try to get more information and confirmation on the condition of the officers and what actually happened here.
Yeah, just an incredible amount of police presence. And as we were, again, listening to scanner traffic as this all began unfolding, we want to make it clear we are waiting for confirmation on details. But we heard there was potentially a VIA stop involved there. As we saw the shot zoom in from Sky 12, Ursula, there were a lot of buses lined up there. So wondering if potentially that area, that VIA stop, has been impacted by this. But I know we also have Daniela Ibarra in this location trying to gather some more information. So if she is ready, let's go to her to see what's happening there on the ground. Daniela.
Yeah, hey, Myra, we just got here about 3 minutes ago, and you can see right here, police officers running with a rifle towards the area that's blocked off. Like I said, we just got here. We've been talking to a couple of people. They're all just trying to figure out what's going on. And photojournalist Billy Caldera, he's zooming in to see where the officers are heading. But like I said, we just got here. A lot of people are just very confused about what's going on. One man told me that he just saw all the officers rush to this area. And it seems like the focus right here is this building. It looks like an easy wash. We're not sure yet. We haven't gotten to talk to police, but Myra, we're going to stay here and hold on one second. Let me get to this side so I can get a better look. But you can see plenty of officers over there. We do have SAPD flying above us. We see them just circling the area. We saw them when we were driving in on 90. So Myra, we're going to stay out here, try to talk to a couple of people and get more information for you.
Daniela, if you can hear me, this is Ursula now. We were being told that this is an active situation and that people need to stay away from the area. It appears the police presence is just immense in that area. Are people just hunkering down where they are?
I'm sorry, Ursula, can you say that one more time?
Is this still an active situation where people are having to hunker down right where they are? Because obviously it just seems as though the entire police force has converged on that area.
Yeah, I've seen some officers tell people who are standing here, we're at a gas station actually just as close as we can get safely. We've heard officers tell people to just stay where they are. But of course, there are people just standing here watching, just trying to figure out what's going on.
Daniela, any activity you're hearing? It just seems like they were officers running, obviously lights flashing there. That's the only sights and sounds you're seeing at this point, and people being told to stay in place.
So far, yeah, that's all I've seen. Of course, we have it blocked off right here. Farther down the street, there are plenty of police cars with their lights on. We've seen a couple officers. I don't know if Billy can zoom in right there. You see them just standing there making sure no one gets past there that doesn't need to be there. They are in their vests, so they're just making sure that people avoid this area.
Thank you so much, Daniela. We're going to let you go gather some more information. In the meantime, let's recap just for a second for those who have just joined us. All of this beginning around 5:15 this afternoon. While we were in the middle of the 5 o'clock news, we began hearing reports on the scanner on the near west side near Oriental Avenue and Hale, the report of an officer down. We have no confirmation about that. We just know that that was the beginning of a series of events that have now taken us all the way to the west side on Highway 90 and 35, just southwest of downtown. And that is where now they're searching for the suspect from that first location.
Yeah, I don't know if we can get that Sky 12 shot again of that second location, that area of Westward and West Rock. It appears to be frozen at the moment. We're going to work on trying to get that back so that we can show you, there you go, just the immense police presence that is on the ground. I cannot remember a time seeing that many officers lined up it's 6 o'clock in the evening. This is a busy area. We saw a Wendy's there, a Dollar Tree. We saw, it looked like potentially a Via bus stop with a lot of buses lined up there. So certainly a place with a lot of activity. No matter whether this was taking place or not, then add on this emergency. Again, we're still waiting to get confirmation of exactly what happened here, but we have initial reports of 2 officers injured, potentially shot.
We're standing by at BAMC. We're being told that we're going to get confirmation in just a few minutes. There is a public information officer from SAPD. They are setting up a command post right now. As we are there at the command post at that first location, Oriental in Hale. Again, the area that we're talking about, 2 different scenes. One where we saw a black sedan, a Lancer with its rear windshield shot out. And then this second location where the chase concluded.
So I'm wondering if, as we're waiting for more information about this active scene, we could go back to our Lee Waldman, who is at that initial scene. That's the first location where we understand all of this began, Oriental and Hale. She might have an update for us. Priscilla, our producer's there in the booth. You'll have to let us know if she does. Meantime, it looks like we are watching a lot of these officers grouped beneath those trees there. You don't see anybody moving too terribly quickly, not sure exactly what they have found, what they may be trying to figure out. But we know that this search did center around an apartment complex there at that Westward and West Rock Drive.
Let's head over to Lee Waldman while we try to sort out this scene. Lee, have you learned anything new at the first scene?
I think it's Oriental.
So there's some people who are gathering here now, and our Andrew Wilson, he is going out and talking to some of these witnesses. He said that he heard from someone who wants to remain anonymous. All this started at an apartment complex about 0.3 miles from where we are right now, that apartment complex called Artisan at Creekside. They said they were inside of their apartment, heard about 20 shots, and then went outside and saw 3 vehicles shooting at each other. They tell us that they saw a police car pull up and the different cars disperse over to this area. So they tell us they believe that's kind of where all of this started out. Again, all of this just from witnesses, nothing confirmed yet from San Antonio police officers. I want to give you a better look at the scene one more time. Again, they're really focusing on this Navy vehicle right there in the middle of the street. You can see that back windshield blown out, that driver's side door still open. Officers here just still walking around trying to conduct their investigation, but we can see some neighbors starting to come out and trying to see what's happening here. But San Antonio police say that a public information officer is en route to one of these different scenes where all of this is happening at, hoping to give us some more information. But like we said, from witnesses, they said they heard about 20 or so shots at an apartment complex about 0.3 miles from here. That could have been where all of this started. Still waiting to get some confirmation, though, from officers as they conduct their investigation.
Lee, did those witnesses say that there was an officer involved with those 20 shots or so that they heard fired? Or was this between 2 other people?
They said that they saw 3 vehicles, not police vehicles, just regular vehicles, all shooting at each other from people inside of those vehicles. And then an officer pulled up to those 3, and that's when they dispersed. So from the sound or from that witness, it doesn't sound like any of those shots were fired from the officer, but they believe that those vehicles dispersed and came here to Oriental and Hale, where we have that initial scene where we got that first officer shot call on the scanner.
All right, Lee Waldman in the area of Oriental and Hale. Again, for reference, thank you, Lee. This is I-10 and Highway 90. This is where all of this began.
Keep up to date with all of San Antonio's top news, weather, and so much more by clicking the like and subscribe buttons below. And once again, thanks for watching KSAT.